I got a job in the Chamber of Commerce in '95. I started teaching English, and since then I've been here. I think the fact that people live on the street more than at home. In Scotland, people tend to go from home to work to home. They spend a lot of time watching TV and things like that. Whereas here we spend a lot of time socializing, talking. I think Bilbao is very familiar in that it's family-based. The families here are very important. Children are very important. In some cases, too important. But it has a feeling of peace, of safety, of everything you need. Really, it's a city that's small, big enough but small. You can walk everywhere. We're near the mountains. We're near the beach. Really, what more do you want? It's the weather's not too bad compared to Glasgow. The weather's spectacular. But yeah, I like Bilbao. I like the people, and I like the food, obviously, and I like the way of life. I like the way that we give more importance to our free time than to our work. I think that's very important. Down at the river, where the Maritime Museum is, there's a big crane, and it reminds me of Glasgow very much because I used to live near the river in Glasgow. Glasgow's a bigger city than Bilbao, but it's very similar. It has this thing with the river and the shipbuilding in the past, and that reminds me of home, yeah. And also, when I go to Samamés, it's a very British football stadium. It's not a Spanish football stadium. It's very close to the park and very close to the players. And I think it's no coincidence that Athletic was founded by British people. It's no coincidence. You can tell. It reminds me of being at home at Celtic Park. Bilbao is everything that we're looking for. It's not Benidorm. Thankfully, it's not south of Spain. We have green areas because we have rain. As I said before, we're very close to the mountains. We're very close to the beach. We have a higher standard of living than many areas that I've stayed in. I think people are difficult to get to know, but once you get to know them, they're very kind and very nice. I have never had any problems with. When I came here, I couldn't speak Spanish or Basque, and I had no problems. People helped me. I think people are happy to receive definitely foreigners from Britain. So I would encourage them to come here and with an open mind, just to forget all the stupid little things that are annoying and just try to join in the culture, rather than the people who come from Britain to Benidorm and what they want is Britain but with sun. This is different. This is Bilbao. Bilbao is a fantastic city to live in, and every day is more beautiful. I think Azcuna really has a lot of responsibility here. He changed Bilbao, and since I came here in '95, they were building the Guggenheim, the Metro, the Euskalduna, all along the river. Everything has changed. It's a great city to lunch. My favorite time of the day is before lunch to have the poteo, to have a few glasses of wine or beer, to have a few beers in Sogastanovia or maybe Pozas or the Casco. It doesn't matter, but to meet with some friends and go. And I think that's the ideal thing. Yeah, sure. There's a huge difference between Britain and here, with the culture towards drinking and going to bars. In Scotland and in Britain in general, people go to a bar and they stay there from 7:30 until the bar closes. They don't move. And then they go to a nightclub or a discotheque or something if they're younger or whatever. But here, what we do is we go to an area that has lots of bars and we have one drink, be it beer or whiskey, or whiskey no, wine or whatever in each bar, and then we go to another, and you do a sort of round. And it's something that is very strange because, for example, in Scotland, we drink pints of beer, like half a litre of beer, each glass, But here they have the Zorrito, which is like a quarter of that. And when my friends came here the first time, they thought that people were drinking whiskey, because when I told them, no, it's beer, this is impossible. That a little amount like this is not beer, but yeah. but it's something that I really have grown to like, and also the little snacks that they have in the bar. But there are people who go to Marbella, to Malaga, to these places in the south of Spain, Sevilla, Cordoba, who are very culturally aware, and they should try to come to Bilbao. I think in general for the British people and the Irish, Bilbao is a very comfortable place to be. It's not so different from what we're used to, but all the differences, or 99% of differences, are positive and better. And Bilbao, people often say it's 30 years behind modern culture. Yeah, that's good. That's good. What they mean is it's 30 years behind the North American culture. That we don't have a million McDonald's and yeah, good.